Welcome into another edition of SMTV, that'd be Sports Mashup TV. I am Kevin Graham. Thank you so much for joining us, and as always, checking out the site, reception, and all of your well wishes and visits and everything else tell me that the new site design, thanks to Fanside, is working out well, and it seems like you enjoyed the content. But as always, you can always email me at kevin@sportsmashup.com and let me know the things you'd like to see that might be a little different. I thought I'd just do a hodgepodge of thoughts today because I got a project I got to get done, so I really don't have much time to write out a few columns. Obviously, today is one of the best days of the year with the NCAA Tournament getting underway, and of course, I'll be spending some time watching that as well. And I hope you're able to skip out of work or pretend that you're working, but actually watch the games on your computer. Few things. Some of my followers, BYU followers, not very happy. And this is really not abnormal with the way I wrote about the game against Iona. I just want to clarify a few things. First off, I thought it was an incredible comeback. I mean, when you're down 25 in a tournament game and you're able to fight back from that and win, that really shows heart and determination. But the fact of the matter is Iona is not very good. And therefore, and I hate to say this, but BYU is not very good either. And let's face it, if BYU is trailing by 25 to Marquette, say, today, I don't really see BYU actually coming back and winning that game. So really, great win, goes down in the history of the NCAA tournament from a standpoint of, I should say, great comeback win, as it sets a record for comebacks in the NCAA tournament. But in the end, it was Iona. As for Marquette, a couple things I'm interested to see in this game. Two good seniors, as Marquette has, a guy named Johnson, Odom, and Crowder. Both really solid. Led the Big East in scoring, did Marquette as a team, so they're a little more on the up-tempo side. Very good free throw shooting team, and they seem to get to the line a lot, so they will penetrate on a regular basis, 72% from the stripe. And they're number 11 in the nation. I thought that was an interesting stat in assists, so they definitely like to share the ball, so BYU can't sit there and let them have a lot of open looks. As for BYU, I think to actually win this game, Carlino's got to get his head out of head on straight. Why don't we word it that way? And actually play a good game, unlike what he did against Iona. Marquette, typically, and they do lack size because of some injury issues. So really, BYU can't really go up-tempo like they did against Iona. And I know Dave Rose and BYU likes to go up-tempo. Again, I thought it was a major fault. As much as Rose gets all the credit in the world for the adjustments made in the second half, he really should have had a better game plan in play going in the first half. And that comeback wouldn't have been necessary because I thought BYU could have controlled the game from the very beginning. So really, I think BYU needs to duplicate their second half strategy in this game against Marquette, slow it down, and pound the ball inside, particularly to Davies and Hartsock, and then obviously get Hartsock out on the perimeter too to bury some threes. If they do that, they have a chance. I just don't really see it happening. Hope you good luck, I should say, I guess, on your brackets, and I hope your teams do well. My Final Four, I did my bracket in 5 minutes, basically, this year. I decided to throw out the hours and hours of prep time and just go with my gut. And then I had to make an adjustment when Syracuse lost Melo. So I got Kentucky, Michigan State, Florida State, North Carolina in my Final Four. Michigan State knocking off Kentucky, and North Carolina knocking off Florida State, and I'll go with MSU. I like the Izzo factor in this game. In this tournament, really, and I just think Michigan State is poised to win another title. Trade front, as recording this, nothing to report on the Jazz front as I stick with some 801 topics here. Rumors still floating around out there that the Jazz are looking to shop C.J. Miles as well as Raja Bell. It makes sense. Basically, the Jazz wanted to get rid of their dead weight. As for Raja Bell, obviously it's obvious reasons. I mean, his ego and just the nerve and shenanigans he pulled to get booted out of the locker room and then cause a big hubbub and request a meeting and have to have a meeting with Corbin O'Connor and all that crap. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if Bell really realizes, but he's really not that good anymore, so he really shouldn't be demanding anything. But if the Jazz can unload him, obviously with such a young team that they have, they want to get any sour grapes and bad apples out of that locker room. C.J. Miles, just finally time to cut the cord. A good kid. I think we all agree with that. Jazz gave him plenty of opportunities. They stuck with him. They were trying to get him to develop. But I think really what it comes down to is C.J. Miles is a head case, and he just can't figure it out. And therefore, if you can find somebody, whether it's the Nets or whoever, to take him, get rid of him, move on. I think the key on the trades is either taking expiring contracts or some youth that could help you down the line. Again, I know the Jazz are giving that whole speech out there that they can move up and be, the 5th or 6th spot in the playoffs. I'm telling you, the playoffs this year will just stunt their growth, particularly when Corbin is playing more of the veterans than he is the younger players. Just get into the lottery again this year. Have those 2 lottery picks. Maybe you can move up with those 2 picks and get yourself an impact player, or maybe you can get 2 decent impact players with those picks in the lottery. That's the way you're going to win long term, and that's what the Jazz really need to focus on. I don't know if that means just kicking this season to the curb, but I'm telling you right now, move on, get ready for the future, because this team has a bright future. And then next year, if you make the playoffs, okay, that's a good learning experience for the younger players. But not this year. A few other news and notes. Dwight Howard reports all over the place saying he's going to opt in. Some say he's only committed, though, for this year still. Next year, if you're Orlando, get rid of him. You got to get something for him. Otherwise, you're going to be kicking yourself. I just don't think he's going to stay with the Magic. And really, I don't think many people do think he's going to stay with the Magic. Mike D'Antoni, by the way, just got a raw deal. That's what happens when you have meddling owners that think they know what they're doing, but in reality, they don't. Look, no one wanted Carmelo Anthony to begin with in that system that D'Antoni was running. They went out and got him anyways, and they really paid the price. They played better without Melo. Melo comes back, and this team struggles. So now Melo's a coach killer, and D'Antoni is the one that pays the price. As for the rumor that Jerry Sloan could be going there, and I know SI reported this, I would love to see it. After covering Jerry Sloan for the many years that I did, I would just love to see how he handles the New York media, and vice versa, how the New York media would handle him. I just don't see it being a fit. If he wants the job, the way I look at it is he's not going to get it, because what'll happen, even though Phil Jackson says he's enjoying retirement right now, Phil Jackson loves being a Sloan killer, and I can see him just waltzing in and taking the job. All right, there you go. Some news and notes. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for staring at my ugly face. And as always, I appreciate you checking out Sports Mashup. Lots of fun stuff on there. And again, if you have any feedback, feel free to email me at kevin@sportsmashup.com. You can follow me at Kevin Graham SM, or just follow Sports Mashup. I'm on Facebook, Sports Mashup on Facebook, and Google+. You can follow us. I think I'm on Kevin Graham on Google+, and we'll just keep adding and adding as we go along. And hey, don't forget to check out some of the other great fan-sided sites here as well. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.